Chewing the fat there with Commissioner Bob Cousy trying to get some sort of recourse. Meanwhile, Wayne Grimditch's mother has lined herself up with Wayne Grimditch, who's in now in his preliminary heat with Dave Jennings. What Wayne does, he watches his mother, and she directs him with hand signals as to whether he's going right or left. You could call it a family affair, Bob Uecker.
I tell you, that towel might play an important part, Frank. You know, if his opponent thinks that she's throwing in the towel, he may just give up, and Wayne could win it easily.
Wayne, of course, holds the Superstars record. There, the encouragement being shouted by his mother. Now, he neither looks right nor left. He looks right directly back to his mom. But you know what, Bob Uecker? Dave Jennings is really giving Grimditch all he wants.
He is, Frank. I'm watching the stroke on both of these guys. Now, look how deeply that Grimditch goes down in the water while Jennings tries to keep those oars near the surface. He's got a great stroke going. There you see Wayne Grimditch's mom hollering. Boy, she'd be great in front of a lifeboat, wouldn't she?
Well, Dave Jennings is going to beat Wayne Grimditch, and what an upset we have brewing right now. And he's going to take Wayne Grimditch by almost the length of a boat, and that is really a shocker. And he has tremendous time. Jennings, 39.67. That's second to Jim Taylor's 38.22. And let's look at it again.
Boy, what a surprise, Frank. And you see Jennings pulling away as they near the finish line.
Wayne, I know you're a little bit aggravated at yourself, losing the preliminary heat here, and you, of course, are record holder in the rowing event. What happened?
It beats me. I couldn't tell you. I just didn't go fast enough. I can't really explain it. You know, I had some difficulties in the past here last year, too, so I can't really tell you, but I wish I knew.
You know, when he watched you coming down the course, Wayne, you know, in comparison to some of the other rowers, when you get the oars and you really take a deep stroke, you really take a deep pull, does that bother any way or hinder your time at all, do you think?
I guess obviously it did, you know, because I had some problems taking too shallow a stroke and too short a stroke, and so I was trying something different. Yeah, I don't know, you know, a little disappointing, but, you know, it's the way it goes.
Good luck the rest of the way, Wayne.
Okay, thanks.
Wayne Grimditch, disappointed, rightfully so. His time now the fourth best. He will not be in the finals. Okay, ready now for Ron LeFlore. On your left, Lynn Swann on your right. We're off to a good start. Swanee, who's had a lot of problems in practice runs, gets the boat straightened out, and he has a little bit of a lead over Ron LeFlore.
It's going to be interesting to see what LeFlore has done since the preliminaries, Frank. He said he wanted to try and work out as best he could. We're going to work out in Detroit in the wintertime rowing a boat. I think these guys thought those were decoys anyway. Look at Ron LeFlore. He's laughed at those. Start checking the menus down here, Frank.
Lynn Swann is the lead, and Lynn Swann has snapped an oar. How about that? Lynn Swann has snapped an oar. It won't work that way. Ron LeFlore is laughing at Lynn Swann, and LeFlore will be the winner. Again, the rule, which applied, of course, to Dwight Stones. He's appealing it, but the rule is if you've taken 5 strokes, you snap an oar, that's your problem. You're disqualified. LeFlore, the winner.
Well, it's such a tough thing, too, Frank. You can't, you see Lynn Swann could end it all.
I can't stand it no more.
The Patty Chayefsky character. Well, look at it again. He broke the right oar, whereas Dwight Stones broke the left oar.
Duck come up with a bad neck, too, Frank.
Okay, get over and have a word with him, Bob.
I'll do anything for an interview.
I'm going to tell you something. You got one of the greatest senses of humor anybody I ever saw in my life. Swanee, it looked like you had the race won, and all of a sudden, pop goes the weasel.
I was going for a record. I had a record-breaking pace going halfway down there. I told Jim Taylor I was going to beat him, and I knew I had 34 seconds going into it, but when that doggone oar just gave loose on me.
And Dwight Stones is still upset about his oar being broken, and Bob Cousy with Lynn Swann and Don Drysdale is going to get in there and eavesdrop a little bit.
Oh. Is that agreeable with everyone?
It's agreeable with you and Dwight, I assume, and myself, so that'll do it. We got a little change in ruling, Donald.
That's why you're the commissioner.
Well, I think the fact that both these guys are just too strong for this sport, I guess.
Want to show me the oar?
Show me your muscle instead of the yaw. The fact that Lynn broke his oar reinforces Dwight's argument that, and then they both broke at the point where the pin goes through the oar. So if there wasn't, in fact, a weakness before, perhaps these athletes are simply too strong for the oars that they're presently constructed. Anyway, the fairest decision at this point is to allow both Lynn Swann and Dwight Stones to rerun the track.
So they'll go back into a match race themselves, and their times then will go against the two top ones right now, Dave Jennings and Jim Taylor.
Right.
Fine, Bob. Thank you.
Okay, Don.
The commissioner has ruled, and that's what it'll be. We'll be back. And on your right, and Dwight Stones on your left can row again, and their times will determine their order of finish. And it's a good start. Earlier, John Havlicek and Bill Buckner ran their heat. They could not bump Jim Taylor and Dave Jennings with the fastest time. So we've got a good race brewing right here, Bob.
It's going to be interesting, Frank. You know, Dwight Stones, this is one of his strong events, the rowing. And, of course, Lynn Swann, as you said earlier, has problems once in a while getting off course. You see Stones now pulling out to a bit of a lead over Lynn Swann, as Swann is again, Frank, getting near that shallow water over there. And water over there, Frank, I'll tell you, it's really tough on the oars. There's rocks and boulders along there, Frank. You whack one of those things, you're liable to snap an oar again.
This could be a big break for Dwight Stones. He did not do well in the tennis. He did not win the swimming. He thought he would, and if he could get into the top two, he could pick up some much-needed points. He gets the win over Lynn Swann. Let's check out the time. Not fast enough. Dwight Stones will not be in the running for first or second place. He will not be in the final. Neither will Lynn Swann. Swann's time, 40.99. Stones, 40.71. And Dwight Stones has really been hurt here in the rowing because his time is not good enough even to get him a single point for fifth place. The order of finish, third to fifth, Davidson, Havlicek, and Grimditch. Ready now for the finals. Still 100 yards, of course. And, you know, Don Drysdale, as you look at Jim Taylor in against Dave Jennings, you have to feel that, well, Jim Taylor has really improved in this competition.
Well, he has improved quite a bit, and I know he's been working out a lot at home. He got a set of oars, the same kind that he's using here, and he's been rowing down those bayous, I'll tell you that.
And, of course, Dave Jennings, he won the football players preliminary, and he figures to be very... Jennings in the final against Jim Taylor for the 10 points in the rowing competition. Should be a beauty. It's a good start.
And one thing about Jim Taylor and Dave Jennings, they both know how to row. We've talked about how Taylor has been working out at home, and we'll see if that practice makes perfect.
Jennings, of course, with a few years on Jim Taylor, and keep in mind they have already rowed 100 yards. Taylor beginning to stretch out over Jennings. Taylor has the edge, but not by much. It's going to be very close. The last few yards are going to tell the story, and Taylor's coming on. Here comes Taylor. Taylor now has taken the lead by almost the length of a boat, and Jim Taylor is the winner, and unofficially, we have him clocked for a new record time in the Superstars competition of 36.4. Jim Taylor.
He was really moving, and Dave Jennings put up a good fight, but just too tough.
Let's take one final look at it. It was right about here, the last 25 yards, that Jim Taylor let it out, and he pulled away to win almost by the length of a boat. Those quick strokes really paying off, and Don Drysdale's going to have a chat with Taylor.
Jim Taylor setting a new Superstars record, 36.40.
Oh, Pro, a new record. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
the hard work paid off.
Sure did.
Well, 36, that's almost by a full second, Jim. And, you know, it's just amazing because, well, you had a little wind behind you, but you won with ease.
Well, felt good. Had good timing.
And best of all, you're now in fourth spot, and you are back in the hunt.
Yeah, I hope I can have a good shot in the golf.
You got the golf, and good luck to you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Jim Taylor, and you get the feeling when you watch this man that everything he does is another Super Bowl. He wins the rowing in record time, followed by Jennings, Davidson, Havlicek, and Grimditch. And after 8 events, it is really tight. Grimditch has a 3-point lead over Greg Pruitt, but Wayne only has one event remaining.